Hello there everyone and welcome back. I have managed to build my raider, but one thing I completely forgot about doing was actually arm the ship, and apparently the variant I had for it was not saved, so between recordings I had actually took a look at actually arming it there. The problem is, the real concern is that it's only able to arm itself with one missile tube. Or one stinger. Are these stingers? Yeah, it's only able to equip itself with one pair of stingers. So, it's not able to get the 2 missile loadout I would like. But maybe I could still work with that here. I already did this in the, in between recordings, so I have a good idea what I want. But I am now thinking about, is it possible? No, it's not. I was thinking of maybe attaching regular lasers on there, but I don't have the mass for that either, so this is problematic, and I don't have the Duranium to reliably get a bunch of ships with the prototype Duranium drivers, so because of that though, I'm gonna have to hold off on the ship for a little bit until I can get a little more mass, because one stinger, even with the rapid assist, from what I checked earlier, is probably gonna do less damage than the actual lasers that I have, so that leaves me with basically my harasser and my one defender here, which conveniently has the shield defenses, so I want to be mindful of how I utilize that. Also, research is done. I completely forget what research it was, mind you, but I think my options are to increase mass, which is an easy option here, or to go for, well, is there some way I can, that increases range and reduces the cooldown? That sounds really promising. Reduces the mass of missiles would maybe do it for me. I'll have to do the math and check, but 11 turns still not worth it. Not to mention I have to spend the time to build them, and I have planetary evasion to get ready for. What the hell is dimensional weapons? Oh, it gives me a bunch of buffs there. So it gives me a bunch of passive increases, so that's interesting. Is that a new research that I'm not aware of? I wonder. Either way, I want to work for planetary invasion, but is there anything else I want to grab first? Hive seems like a must, especially since it's only 6 turns, so anything else that's relatively short besides specialization. And diplomacy bonus, which I don't want either. So I think it's Hive, we're going. And then maybe after that I'll go work on the invasion, because I can imagine I'm going to need at least 2, possibly 3 to reliably capture one of the worlds. The problem is that's going to take a lot of time and cost a lot of minerals, so resources that could have been spent on warships to kind of push them back, no less, so that is a big concern. Also, I'm just trying to see if there's anything I want to throw in here. It doesn't look like I need to. Besides for the Duranium refinery, but again, 17 turns, I might as well wait, leave it. Let's see, manufacturing cap is also ideal, but they take a long time compared to the Casino factory. And, oh, those aren't even full. Yeah, that's only a second stage. Those aren't mega factories, so 10% for 6 turns versus the 17 Duranium. I want to say that this might be better. I might as well put it to use. I'm going to have the terraforming slot, and I'll put it there behind the research lab. Hopefully it makes it more worthwhile. It's really hard to say though, especially since population is maxed out too, so I am in fact, I want to continue on with the farm, so that way I can keep the population going. And actually I put that in the wrong slot too. That was a mistake on my part, so I want to put that there because I am going to delete the hospital pretty soon when I get around to it. And that'll give me a little bit more population. That will equal out the approval. At least that gives me good consistent growth, which is the plan before. Mega factories are being built here. Population is still growing. And let's see, Ren 2, you are the one with the mine accents, so the population growth is pretty slow for you. Not to mention you are maxed out on food, which will be corrected momentarily, so everything is looking as it should. Also, I have 2 Promethean here, which I'm going to have to figure out how to utilize, if I'm going to be able to utilize it all. If anything, I might want to consider trading with them. That might be a good way to help speed things up, but what to trade for, though? Speaking of which, let me look. Who can I trade with? Pretty much everyone but the humans, so let me see if I can find something useful. The Salons are my friend, right? I could probably get something off them. Not necessarily want to trade, but considering the Iconians actually have a bit of an advantage, I'm going to have to try and even the odds a little bit. So I'm trying to understand what's the difference between these two. I'm assuming that increases overall production and not just for the manufacturing facilities, I want to assume. So 10% would be worth it. And let me offer some. Okay, apparently they're happy with that. A little bit extra, so maybe let me just take some of the credits off them. So that helps with production a little bit. Now, who else do I have good relations with I want to trade? Doesn't really matter too much, but the Iconians are really loving me for some reason. Don't ask me why, I hardly know them. We never talk or anything, so they don't really have anything of use anyway unless I want to grab some of their ships. And they got, oh, those are small ones from like debris and that, so those are really potent ships, but they have nothing else I want. So I think that 10% manufacturing is going to have to do. Every little bit helps, and again, I'm going to have to move. I think I want to move the shipyard somewhere a little bit in between these two worlds to hopefully cut back on the travel decay. I gotta unanchor this first. And let's see, that's gonna take a couple turns. This seems like a stupid idea. I question it. In fact, I can kind of cheat, can I? I can just anchor it again. Let it work for a turn or two, and let's see, 30% decay, 37% decay. I am just curious how far I can get before the decay starts, since I have no way to really know. That would help with my decision a little bit more. Also, let me get rid of these damn small class ships. I'm getting spammed with all these ships I don't want to use. Because remember, we're going to be creating our own designs. So the cutters, defenders, the survey ships are all gone. Get rid of them. Especially the Guardian. The bomber. The freighter I'll hang on to for now because trade ships are going to have such a limited use anyway. And hopefully we can make the raider work in some form. Now, I have enough health to destroy one of them with the survey ship. So I'm going to happily do that. Not to mention it's wounded anyway. So this is going to be nice and simple. Back off. Hope they don't jump me there. Because I'm hoping that they're going to be focused on Iconia. And again, the plan is to grab Sanctum. If it's not even possible to get Iconia. So I'm going to stall as much as I can. I might as well get all these idle. Shipyard's idle too, so do I continue with the harassers? I probably do. Because the raider is not even fully upgraded there. I didn't give it a repeater, and it's going to be cheaper. It's not really as effective. Not yet. It doesn't have its true potential. Hopefully I can correct that, or hell, it might even be better with railguns, potentially. It has that going for it too if I want to pursue the railgun route. If I could get 2 of them, maybe that'll be useful. Or at the very least, might be more potent, I'm not sure. But we're finally underway. That turn took a lot longer than I would have liked. Probably because I was looking over all my colonies, that's probably why. Ooh, I'm getting a bunch of free credits there. This is the life of a good benevolent ruler. Even though I'm not ruling anything just yet, so I'm probably not doing my job properly, but I'm going to pretend that it's the case, so don't judge me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm bullying them into giving me all this tribute and free tech. And I will happily accept it, because I'm going to need everything I can. Possibly deal with the Iconians, if I don't, like, keep chipping away at some of their ships. Because they're going to eventually start throwing them over onto this planet, I'm certain of it. I just don't know how many they'll consider throw onto the capital before they start doing it. And look at that, 120 production, come on. If that's not cheating, I don't know what is. God damn, that frustrates me. And I better send the Yen Guard back, actually, some point. Because it's got weaponry as well, it's got the health, so I probably want that to assist me. It'll help with having 2 survey ships. In fact, I may want to... Why do I keep seeing this new icon? Oh, because they're getting bought, maybe. That might be what's going on? Because really, I have to consider maybe buying some of these merc ships to help getting a little bit of an advantage. Only problem is, I don't think I have the resources for any of them. Well, I can get the Duranium upgraded, upgrade mine ring at least. Don't have any Illyrium. I could get a colony ship if I want, but that seems pointless. Let's see, I can get the Facade survey ship, but again, don't care about the shields. In fact, probably all of them are gonna have shields of some kind. Ooh, the bludgeon sounds promising though. Sadly, I can't get any Illyrium, so I'm gonna have to look at that some more. But they're gonna be, even the Age of War ships are gonna be really expensive, but they're gonna be really potent as well, if I can manage to afford them somehow. Ah well. 2 survey ships should be enough to at least slow them down greatly. And then, let's see, Hive will be done in 3 turns, and I'll focus my efforts on the invasion. Who knows how long that's going to take. Because I don't even know how much time it's going to take to build one of those transport ships, let alone like 2 of them. Because let's see, 5 population with full approval, so I may have to match it with two transport ships. It seems very likely. And I'm not seeing any of their ships here. Oh god. Oh god. This is just getting better and better. I may not have a choice right now. The AI is cheating on me yet again. Not only do they have small ships that they're mobilizing, they're using my goddamn Firefly. And I equipped those things with deflectors too. So that's going to basically destroy everything I have going for me. Well, this is not how I wanted it to go. Stupid cheating AI. I really would love to know why they have so much production though. Because I thought it seemed so fun. Everything was going so well before, damn it. Now I'm on the back foot. At least I'm not at risk of getting destroyed just yet, since the Iconians decide to go the more benevolent route, I guess, rather than try and destroy me. Not to mention they don't even have the ability to invade my planet, so I guess I got that going for me, but how do I advance from here? Because really, I think the only way I can match their production is to somehow get all my hexes developed and go all out on the ship production. No. They want my starbase, do they? Huh, they don't seem really happy with that. Why don't you take a look at the Kryn or the Kryklons that are like invading your space there? Jeez. Forget about me, or hell, it's the dragon even. Why you stop getting mad at me, damn it, you Iridians. You got bigger problems. Dragon are much more hostile than me. Clearly you know that. You dealt with them for like three games, right? I'm assuming it, at least that they're in Galactic Civilizations 1 and 2 anyway. That's my assumption, I'm going with it. S-Track, they only are a fresh race. You don't know what their personality's like. And as far as they're concerned, I am pragmatic. I am innocent, I tell you. None of this malevolent bullshit. Although between you and me, I'm looking forward to killing him. But you only you heard that. Alright, so I'm out of options though. Not really. Oh, had some weird slowed in there, probably because I was zooming in and had to render a bunch of stuff, so not much more I can do aside for capitalize on what I do have, because I have 3 plants. Iconians do not have any extra worlds. It's basically their starting world and their class 4 world, so I can easily outproduce them in the worst case situation. The Sailans are in an even worse position, but I need to keep an eye on that planet there to see how the culture flipping works, because I do not want the dragons to get a free planet. Come to think of it though, is anyone even at war? No one's at war at all, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that so I can exploit it. But for now, since there's no need to build more harassers, I'll get started on my constructors to get more duranium. And well, not Promethean, I already got that fully upgraded, and this Thulium. And hopefully I could put that to use for something. Even if it is just for a data archive. And at least I'm going to have to get something to kind of get on equal terms with Iconians, damn it. Because with 120 production, not much I can do. My own house rules are kind of working against me, because imagine how easily this campaign would have ended if I just used this one small ship, Defender, that I have, to just single-handedly destroy all of them. Well. Not gonna complain about it now. Let's try and do this the proper way. Hive's done. Although now that we are kind of at peace, there's no one at war, I do wonder if I want to go straight for the invasion. Although I still got plenty of infrastructure to build anyway, so I can get away with it. So it's worth pursuing, unless I want to get some kind of passive trait. And I hate how this number indicator is still here, damn it, stop showing me this. I already know that you bought these ships. I don't want to look at them though. So stop showing me it. It's annoying. It keeps making me assume that there's new ships available. It is a little annoying because it keeps drawing my eyes away from the screen because I see it there at the corner of my vision. It's like that itch you can't scratch. It is infuriating. Infuriating. Oh well. Despite that, and despite the war not going to my liking, like I said, I'm in a good position. My mobility actually gave me a huge advantage here. I got the biggest territory except for maybe the Human Alliance or Terran Alliance, and maybe the Iridians. I can't comment on the Iconians and Kryn though, because they're kind of clashing with each other at the moment. So that remains to be figured out, especially since their territories look so similar too. And hell, at first I thought this dragon territory was part of the Icon too. I got mistaken by that at one point, so if all those territories start clashing together like it is about to with the Sailans and the Saurians, then I'm gonna get really confused really quick. So these ships are gonna stay on guard. There's not much reason to move them around. Not unless I'm worried about the dragon, but even then the ships are in position to deal with them too. And we have another starbase here. So lots of starbases are being developed. So only thing I have to really be concerned about is possibly losing the starbase down here with the Promethean. So maybe I do want to move some ships down there in preparation of that. What is my relation looking like with them? Let's see. My skill in diplomacy that I accidentally got is actually working in my favor here. It's balanced out the kind of relations I have with the Iridians and everyone else. Which is kind of sad, but it is giving me a positive modifier, but that was not intended. I cannot take any credit for that little mistake. But it's working out. It's going to keep them from wanting to go to war with me, I think, but I need to keep building ships. Well, I got plenty of combat ships as is, so I'm not worried about them seeing as me as weak. I just gotta find some way to put these ships to use, though. So let's see. Okay, that's the Iconians. They took the research relic, so I don't take kindly to that. Let's see. They want money for me, so I'm still in good relations with them. I don't think I need to do that, but I do want to keep an eye on the relations. It balanced out, interestingly enough, considering there's only like one tiny negative modifier, so you think relations would still be going up, but hey, the Sailings have done craziest things in my last campaign as far as relation. If you watch that, as soon as I demolished them and took their homeworld as the Iconians, and then finally gave them peace, they turned into my best friend, apparently. There was no way I could get negative relations with them, to the point where I culture flipped all their planets, and they did nothing about it. So the Sailings have this weird agenda which I will never figure out. No way to know what the hell their goals are, or what they're aiming for, because they just passively brought themselves to extinction from the campaign last time. That's all I'll say on that matter. So, it's a bit of a slow process, but hell, at least these turns are going really quickly. But I do need to keep an eye on relations. I would love if there was an easy way to kind of check how positive the relations are. I guess I'll have to browse the modifiers here. Like Kryn are a threat. Let's see, Dragon obviously is a threat. Everyone that I assume is going to be a threat, which is basically the malevolent ones, are definitely going to be a threat. Everyone else looks like they're positive. Even the Iconians, which don't take too much of a liking to me. So yeah, Kryn can have a direct path to me there, because my borders are basically clashing with them there, so that's going to hurt relations the most. So actually, let me start sending my ships over that way. Any that I have available, at least. And I have a survey ship here, which is getting close to fully repaired, so I can at least spy around here. And they're just making star bases basically to gain territory, I guess. If anything, I kind of want to go to war with them, but what are the chances the same thing's going to happen with the Kryn as it did with the Iconians? Because where's their homeworld? I want to see that. What the hell? What is this? Oh, they want more research, more tech. I don't want to help them, but yeah, because I have such positive modifier anyway. I want to check something. Let me have a look at Cryset and see what their production's like, because I'm not seeing anything here. But that could very easily be Fog of War doing that. So I want to find out if that's the case, because if they have like no production going on, I might as well just go to war with the Kryn then. Help deal with one of the malevolent races, especially since Planetary Invasion is really close to finishing. I want to check and be certain. And then what I want to do then is watch very carefully to see how the hell if their production explodes. Basically what I'm trying to look for. I'm gonna have to wait another turn or two though. So otherwise, Iconians, I'm pretty certain they're not gonna be a threat anymore, and they've gone back to building. Yeah, they've basically gone back to building constructors, so that's fine, I guess. Marketplace is done here. And I don't think there was anything else I want because there's no synergy bonus with this rare stones. And I don't care about the influence too much, I think. Or do I want the hive? If I use the hive, where would it be best to put it? Kind of right here would still be good because I have synergy bonus here, 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 and then the market, so clearly not the best spot. And it's a manufacturing improvement too, so I could put a bunch of factories down below here to help give it more raw production bonus. Unless I want to put it over to the left, but I have no terraforming slots, so I'll try here. This is the first time I actually got to build my own hives, because there was that weird glitch, I guess, last campaign where the AI completely lost their industrial replicators, whatever the hell you call them. Molecular fabricators, I guess. And somehow got access to the hive, and I did not, so this is going to be different. I'm not quite sure how to best utilize it. But thankfully, the molecular fabricators were perfect for the Iconians, because I had a lot of emphasis on population growth, so with the fabricators I got a nice 25% food increase on every world that had it. And they were not even fully upgraded, I think, too, so I have no idea how much potential I could have got out of them. Could have been even higher. Alright, we're at Cryset, and production here is abysmal. I think I know what we're going to do. It's going to be fun.